Hi friends, it's Kristen, and for today's video I am going to do a little get ready with me using the products that we got in Eyescream Beauty Box. That unboxing should already be up. To recap, we got an eyeshadow palette from Beauty Moon Cosmetics, a face palette from Appeal Cosmetics, 3 brushes, a mascara from Zisa, a gloss from Illuminati, and a cream lipstick from Appeal. And I don't think I said the brushes are from Beili, Beili. Alright, so I did already put my foundation on. I did use this brush and it worked okay. I would say for me personally, I like it a little denser for a foundation brush, but it still did the job and did a pretty good job. And then usually what I do, I use a brush and then I use a sponge, and that's what I did. And then I did my brows, but that is all I have done so far. And we'll kind of see how it works out, and stick around because there might be a surprise at the end. Ooh. So I'm going to go in with the Appeal Sculpt palette. So there should be concealer, bronzer. It said highlight, but I don't know if there's anything I would use with a highlight, and blush. So I think for concealer I'm going to use that shade because it is a little peachy, and I think I'm just going to put it just kind of under my eye and right like the inner corner. That's where I have like that blue darkness that we want to cover up. And I'm using this other brush that we got in there. Usually for concealer, I will use like a doe foot is what I like to do, and then put it on and then use a brush or a sponge. I will say that I'm having a bit of a hard time like transferring product from the palette to my under eye. There we go. I think I was just kind of being a little gun shy because I didn't want to be too crazy with it, you know. I am going to turn these lights on so I can kind of see what I'm doing. It might mess with your lighting, I'm sorry. I will say it is pretty like drying if you see. So let's say that. I'm still kind of a little bit sick, getting over just like the cold crud. My husband has it too, and like everybody he works with has it. It's just coming in with a vengeance. Yeah, it's pretty drying, I would say. So I'm not like too in love with that concealer. And it's kind of creasing under my eyes. So, jeez. And I wiped off the foundation on my cheek. So, doing great. Doing great, Kristen. Alright, since we're here, I'm going to set my eyes. I'm going to use this second shade since it's more my skin tone, I think. And I'm just going to use my finger and tap it on there to set my eyelid. And I'll get a little bit of powder to set my lid and set my under eye. Though I'm afraid it's going to make it even more dry looking, but we'll kind of see. It might help smooth some of it out. And the little setting powder I got from Mystic Beauty House in my Pandora's box of indie obsessions, and it's really nice because I can just stick the little end of the triangle in there and get just a little bit of product. And I don't want to set my whole face because we will be using cream bronzer and cream blush from the palette. So just setting a little bit under my eyes. Okay. And then I just like to take like a big brush and just kind of, if there's like extra, because I don't want it all creasing in there. So you want enough to set, but you don't want to have too much. It's a very delicate balance. All right, so we will do bronzer next. Another thing about this palette is it's going to be very hard, especially with the sculpting shades and the blush shades, to really get a brush in there. So just trying to think about how I want to do this, because usually I would use a brush like this for my bronzer. So we will try that. I think I'm going to try this shade, even though it's a little dark. This one's definitely way too dark, and these two are a little orange leaning. Try and just get my brush in that one there. Just dab a little bit up there. So, okay. Not a whole lot transferred, and that's okay. We can always build up. I'd rather build up than try to cover it, which happens frequently, even with bronzers that I know I enjoy. And do a little bit on the side, kind of make it look like I only have one chin. My sister once was talking about my double chin, and she's like, you don't have a double chin, you just have one chin that's really big. And I was like, that doesn't help, but thank you, I guess. Not getting a whole lot of pigment on there. So we'll go a little bit on the cheeks. It is showing up a little muddy, a little gray in my opinion, which if you're doing it for an actual contour instead of bronzer, you want more of a gray, because that will give you that shadow and that contouring that you want. I kind of prefer like more neutral, just, which I guess isn't true contouring, which isn't what I generally do. I just kind of figured out what works for me, and that's just kind of using bronzer as like a fake contour and give myself a little bit of angle there. So like not horrible, but, and then I'm going to show you guys. So I put my brush in, and now I don't know if you guys will see, but it kind of bled in there trying to pick up that pigment. I'm going to take this brush here and just dip in a little bit to the shade next to it. That's a little bit lighter, but a little more warm. Let's see if I can just kind of put a little on my nose. It just doesn't put on a lot of pigment. But it's not the worst. And I'm not somebody who likes my bronzer to have a ton of pigment because I am so white. I'm so fair. So for me, it's not like the worst thing in the world, but definitely challenging. It's making me work for it. And I am all about that lazy girl beauty, so. Alright, next up, the blush. And I'm really... It's so messy already. There's like a lighter shade in that dark one. I'm not even sure how that happened, but... So, let's see. I think I'm just gonna go with this here. It's a little more neutrally pink since I don't know what I'm doing with my eyes. And I feel like the lipstick's pretty neutral, so I think that'll work well. Sorry about my nose, guys. Okay, so how are we going to do this? I will try this brush here, or, you know, it might be better if I just tap my finger in there and put it on and then blend it out, just because the pans are so tiny. And that's not the one I was using. Okay, try it again. Oh wow. It's a little brighter than I thought. Okay, come on. It does not want to blend. Let's try the sponge. A little bit more on there. So it is not blending out very well. Let's just, since I'm not like going anywhere or doing anything, it's just us friends, let's just try like this deeper shade and see, just to see how it works out. I'm just gonna stick with the sponge because it did better than with the brush. It's definitely more pigmented. So I feel like that color blended a little bit better, but it still wasn't easy. And it's just hard with those little pans too. So, and yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it doesn't say it on here, but I think it said on the card you could use it for highlight, but I don't see anything that would necessarily be highlight. Yeah, I did another one of the like the concealer shades. I guess that might give you a little bit of like that dewiness, but that's not what I look for in a highlight. If that's your thing, you go for it, girl. Sorry about my nose. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I definitely like this side better. This side did blend out better. So, all right. Lipstick. Will this lip liner work? I think so. So I'm gonna use this lip liner from e.l.f. This is a $2 lip liner. I love them. Actually, I've got 3, but this is the only one I've used so far. But I actually really like it. It is a like stick pencil. I know some people don't like that. I personally do. I find that they're not too creamy where they're moving around everywhere. And some people, you know, they prefer that, and that's, you know, fine. Just for me personally, I like this better. So kind of tap it in a little bit. It's very easy for me to be messy with lipstick because I have very small lips. So, but this went on nice. It's kind of a pretty neutral color. Kind of a like your lips but better color. I think it went well with the lip liner. All right, so, and then we have the gloss. So this won't dry down. It's not a matte. It's just a regular, well, lipstick. But we'll just go ahead and put the gloss over it. So here it is. It's a pinky, like shimmery moment there. Okay. I think it's nice. It's not like glittery, shimmery, which I don't particularly care for. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a shine, like a glisten. It's not sticky. Seems to be going well. All right, so far, pretty okay. Next up, I'm super excited. We'll try this Beauty Mutant Cosmetics. There's somehow dog hair in here. It's amazing. So they set it up where you could do it in quads if you want. And I think we'll try that today. I think in the spirit of my like tie-dye purple pink, we'll do like this quad and this quad, even though it's a little bit reddish and there's a pink in there. And then there's that like purpley blue. So we'll do two different looks. First I was just gonna do one, but I thought let's give it a range. So I think for this side we'll do a halo eye. I'm gonna stick with that pink Trino-Vantes. So I'm gonna go on the outer corner, just kind of stamp it on with my brand new Sonia G brush. Feels so fancy. This is my first Sonia G brush. I got it in my lucky bag. That video went up last week sometime, I think. So kind of feeling a little fancy. Gosh, I'm so sorry, you guys. If you guys don't want to listen to me, I totally understand, but I appreciate it. I'm going to do that Siege, that like red shade, and just bring it down a little bit. And go back in with the pink one, Trino-Vantes. Wow, that is really pretty and pigmented and very smooth. And I think the only like complaint I have is I wish there was a few more lighter colors, to lighter mattes to blend out with, but you can always just take a little blender, and I'm just gonna not put anything on it and just blend it out a little bit just to soften things. And I was trying to do a halo eye, but what often happens, because I do have smaller eyes, is that the two sides that I'm trying to form on the out connect. But just cover that up with a little shimmer poo. So we're gonna go in the middle with the Lana C shade right there. It's coming off very pink on camera. When I look at it, I get a like gold pink shift. Really pretty. You guys can probably see it a little bit better now. Usually I put glitter glue on, but I'm not. I've had no reasoning. I'm just not. And then I'm going to go back in with a little Sonia G kind of packing brush and just kind of go back on the outer edges to give it some definition back, because I kind of covered it up with the shimmer. And then I'm going to take Neuro, which is that shade right there. I'm just going to go in with a very small brush. Just this little very, very small, like packing type brush. And just do the inner corner. And I think I'm going to bring it down on my lower lash line as well. So that's the first eye, and I would usually clean it up a little bit, but I just kind of want to give like first impressions. I think that's really pretty, even though I don't generally go for those bright pink red colors. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I just opened the mascara, and look at this. It's so tiny. I do believe it said it was good for like lower lash line. Let's see how we do. Oh wow. Okay. It definitely takes a lot of coats. Bit clumpy, but I think we can work it out. I have a little brush. Sometimes you get like just get like a clump that needs to work its way out. Okay. Not bad. First go round, I was like, oh gosh, this is gonna clump so bad because I have to do so many coats, but once I ran my little comb through there, it actually did pretty good. It did transfer a little bit on my upper eyelid, but I just put it on, you saw. And that happens a lot because I do have longer lashes naturally. So it's not uncommon for that to happen with a mascara. I'm actually pretty happy with that on first impression. We'll let it wear on a little bit, and then we'll do the next side. Okay, so how do I want to work this one? I think I'm going to wipe off that Sonia G brush, go into Humiliation, that black shade there. Just tap in there. I cleaned off the brush, like I wiped off the other powder. I'm just gonna tap it on like all over the lid. Okay, so yeah, I just put it on all over the lid. Tad bit messy, but we're gonna work on that. I'm gonna go in with a smaller blender brush. A lot of bigger blender brushes don't work well because I have small hooded eyes. I'm going to go into Legion, which is that brown shade. And just go in my crease, couldn't think of the word, and just work on blending it out so it's not so harsh. You could always just take just a clean brush and work out the darker shade, the black. If a dark shade like that isn't wanting to blend out, which does happen because it is harder, the darker the shade, the harder it is to blend out to make it softer. A lot of times what I will do is I'll just take some setting powder and use that to help make the lines less harsh and a little more blended out. But this is working actually pretty nicely, and there's really not a whole lot of fallout either. Like there's really nothing like under my eye. So. All right, and then we're gonna go in with Claudia's, which is that purple there. You're seeing purple, I'm seeing like blue, maybe a little bit of green. Yeah. Beautiful. And we're just going to tap that on. There's a little bit of fallout on that one, but that's not surprising. I'm going to take a big, well, no, it's not that big, but a brush and get rid of the fallout. A lot of times if you have like a fluffy brush, you can get rid of fallout pretty easy, depending on how dark and how bad the fallout is. Okay, and so then I'm gonna go take Gaius, I'm not sure, that white shade, and I'm just gonna take the other side of that little tiny packer brush that's not been used yet, and put that on my inner corner, down a little bit. And that might be a really nice highlighter shade. Ooh. Oh, I forgot to use the third brush that we got. This would be really good for like just packing that on or packing on the outer inner corner, but I forgot. Sorry. Highlight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, this is like a bigger blending brush that most people would use for eyeshadow, but I'm gonna use for highlight because it just doesn't work for my eyes, and I like using it on my cheeks for highlight. And that's this Gaius shade. A little bit on my nose, and then blend it together a little bit with this big old guy. That's really pretty. I think I went a little heavy-handed over here. My bad. But yeah, so you can use that shade for highlight. You could probably use that Nero shade for highlight too. Yeah, you definitely could. Throw a little mascara on over here. I also find the first time you use mascara, it tends to be more clumpy than it really is because there's just so much product. It's actually pretty nice. Use that again. Still a little harsh, but I'm just trying to, you know, not be here for 5 hours blending at you guys. But I am impressed with the eyeshadow palette. The brushes, the two that I used, now I've got a mess of brushes here. Eyeshadow palette, definite hit, gorgeous. Lipstick it's nice. It feels nice on the lips. You know, can't tell a whole lot from just wearing it for 10-15 minutes. The gloss, I like it. And this one's not stinging the lips. The last one we got that was green, it stung my lips, and a lot of people said that. The mascara is actually nice. I was a little hesitant, but it seems to be going on nice. You know, once again, test of time says a lot. And I will say I'm not a fan of the palette. I just think it's really hard to work with the little pans, and yeah, I'm not a big fan. And it's already like dirty, like everything kind of got muddled together. I like the idea of it. It's just, they're trying to have too much and too little of a space, I think. So I would say everything but the face palette is a definite hit. So I am more than happy. I feel like we definitely got our money's worth, and I'm very happy with it. So I hope you guys appreciate this try on. It helped you. You enjoyed this video. Oh, the surprise, if you made it this far. I have so much stuff. So we're going to do a giveaway if you made it this far. I tried to put together mostly a full face, minus like a complexion products, because obviously that's kind of hard to put together. But we have eyeshadow. We have a little Wet n Wild eyeshadow palette. This eyeshadow crayon. You could also probably use it as like a liner. Excuse me. A setting powder from Wet n Wild. Some clear brow gel. Mascara from Ciate London. And this Wet n Wild highlighter. This is beautiful. This little blush or lip and cheek tint from Milk in the shade Work. And this lipstick from Colored Rain and Sugar Rose. Got this in a mystery box, but I already had this color. But it's very pretty. So that's what it looks like. If you want to enter this giveaway, you just have to like this video, be subscribed to my channel, live in the United States, be 18 years of age or older, comment on this video, just say enter me, or, you know, I would like to be in your giveaway, something like that is fine. And I think that's all the rules. It'll be 2 weeks from whenever I post this will be the announcement of the winner. I'm not exactly sure when I'm going to post this, so I don't know when that will be, but I will put it down in the description box. And I think that's it. Alright guys, thank you so much. I appreciate your time and growing and learning with me as I do this journey. And I hope you all have a lovely day. And I don't know where my clicker is. There it is. Alright guys, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.